So, good evening, welcome. We have Andrew Doyle and Leo Kearse with us this evening. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
Andrew, you have once again pretty much fallen in line with my dress code. Leo, once again, showing himself off as the weekend casual member of the...
It's a nice jumper. We can't all look like we're regional bank managers.
No, I know. It's
That's what I'm going
regardless,
for.
even if I were to wear cabled knitwear, I would still look like a regional bankware. Regional bankware. There's a catalogue. So we've got some cracking stories to get on with. Obviously, the top story by some distance, the consensus seems to be that it is Boris Johnson very much experiencing his swan song. We seem to be getting down to the dregs of this business, I think. There's a sense that Boris is mind-sweeping the excuses now, necking abandoned half-pint evasions, tipping previously sampled obfuscations into a pint glass with an inch of white wine, half an inch of gin and tonic. What might have been a rum and coke, something blue, best not inquired about, swilling them all around, necking them down fast before anyone checks to see if they amount to coherence. And saying that he himself was unable to determine whether what he was attending was in breach of the rules suggests one of three things to me. Either they were too hard for anyone else to follow those rules, or he's too stupid to run the meat raffle, let alone the country, or, of course, he's lying. If there is a fourth option, I haven't thought of it yet. Leo, what do you got on this?
Well, yeah, his excuses are fantastic. They're classic Boris. So he said, I carry full responsibility for what took place, but nobody told me. So that's not quite full responsibility. That is very much shirking his responsibility. He repeatedly rejected Dominic Cummings' claim that he'd been warned about the event in advance and was now lying about it. But lying, of course, is what we're used to Boris doing. I mean, he was fired from the Times for fabricating a quote. His shadow minister, who was fired by Michael Howard for lying about an affair. So he lies. When he was mayor, he said he wouldn't run as MP, and then he popped up in 2015 running as an MP. So we know he lies. It's just this is something that we care that he lied about. So this seems to have really struck a chord with the public, as they've been fined for walking their dogs and been denied, going to their parents' funerals or whatever it is, while Boris was attending parties. And now he's saying he didn't even know if it was a party. Now the knives seem to be coming out.
And it feels to me like this is in many ways a very appropriate scandal for the end of his premiership, because it is extraordinarily straightforward, simple, obvious. It's got emotional punch. I was saying to somebody the other day, remember when Margaret Thatcher teetered on the edge? I think it was about 1987. It was the Westland helicopter affair. Michael Heseltine resigned over it. There were all kinds of discussions about what kind of... It was quite difficult. You had to read 3 or 4 paragraphs to get to grips with what had happened. This is basically like, did you or did you not break into the tuck shop? Is this a photograph of
People had attention spans then. Now we're all on Instagram and TikTok. We just scroll past. So it's got to be something that can be summed up in...
But this has got it, hasn't it? It's almost the pants around the ankles. It's the chocolate-smeared bib around the face.
Well, the thing is, though, I don't necessarily agree with Leo. I don't think he can possibly be lying, because he's a politician with one eye on his legacy. Why would he want anyone to think he's that stupid? Because clearly he must believe it, because it's such a stupid... If it's true, it's utter stupidity. Because he made the rules, as the Independent's front cover pointed out. He's broken the rules that he himself made, to claim that he doesn't know the rules that he himself set. Nobody can be that, and we know he's not that stupid, right? That's
people do lie without even realising they're doing it. Last night I was having a snooze in front of the fire, and my wife, I was aware, I was sort of half asleep, I was aware, she came in, turned the television on, and then left. And when she came back in 5 minutes later, I said, why did you turn the TV on? It woke me up. She said, I didn't. And I knew she was. You know the TV can turn itself on sometimes.
So you think your wife is well equipped to run the country?
She works in PR as well. Funny. I just think sometimes when people caught on the hoof, they start spouting nonsense.
There's a difference, though, isn't there? I mean, he's been caught on the hoof in front of the whole country.
He has.
And everyone's looking at him.
Caught on the trotter.
There we go. And he's got Dominic Cummings after... Now, by the way, Dominic Cummings isn't the most reliable source. I think we should make that clear. I don't believe anything that he says either, necessarily.
He's got an agenda.
Well, I mean, I almost think their relationship must have gone beyond just friendship or I don't know. It's just
Shakespearean.
This is the behaviour
of pure Othello and Iago.
It is. That's what I mean.
The sad part is that Johnson lacks the gravitas to pull off the.
That's true. But Cummings won't let it go. He's like a spurned lover.
Oh yeah,
it's absolutely extreme.
He will expose him to extraordinary humiliation.
But it's still a long road. Unless Boris resigns, it's going to be tough to get him out. So 54 MPs, I think 6 so far have come forward and publicly stated that they want him to resign. But 54 MPs need to sign a letter of no confidence, and then 180 MPs need to vote him out. So, and bear in mind that he's, even though his approval rating is terrible now, he won the biggest landslide for the Tories in 3 decades.
I was saying to you earlier, it's like the Titanic, isn't it? It strikes the iceberg. That much has happened.
Yeah.
Everyone is now waiting to see whether this can be patched up and whether they can get into port or whether we need to dispatch to the boats. And these are the telling moments, because as it starts to tilt up, there's got to be a point at which you go, we've got to get off.
But we don't know how many people have written those letters, right?
No.
Because that's never revealed. We know that 6 people, as you say, publicly have said it. It could be quite near the amount that is required in order to trigger.
Let's have a look.